the borders, and of course Nyati, the local boys, a select side from the universities who've earned an opportunity to play.
Yeah, pull a bird. Yeah, I'm on the line, Betty. Right, yeah, take it out. Yes, right, pull it back.
Thank you so much for joining us. Match day 2. And this one, just a spillover from yesterday.
Stop moving, Bert. Yeah, straight back. I'm on the line, Rack. I'm on the line. Follow your paw. Hang in.
Thank you for joining us. This is day 2 of Safari Sevens, and these are the last 3 matches. That is a spillover from yesterday. They were to be played yesterday, the round 1 fixtures. And in this one, Uganda taking on Nyati, which is a university select side, comprising of players drawn from the universities around Kenya. Quickly off the blocks there to score their first try for the Nyati. That is Anderson Odwor. Joining me in commentary, I'm Elijah Toili. I will be with you together with Walter Rangi for the rest of the day as we look forward to finishing day 2. Nyati and Uganda, this is their first match. These games, as I have reminded you earlier, were to be played yesterday, but because of the floodlight challenges that we faced in the evening, the matches had to be postponed. Here, quick off the blocks, Nyati get themselves onto the score sheet, leading is on 5-0 against Uganda. Uganda have been here before, one of the teams that have graced every Safari Sevens, and they have some objectives to meet for this year's edition. They've come in with a number of debutants, quite a number of them, as we see Nyati going for their second try of this match. Another try.
Right shoulder.
They have pinned Uganda in their 22, making it difficult for them to actually defend for long in that red zone. They have all to do to get themselves into this match. As you see, they're just spilling the ball. Then there's a transition immediately from defense to attack. Hitting his ears and going all the way to score. Second try. That restart not successful. Not going the required 10. Therefore, there'll be a free kick awarded to Uganda.
I hit in the chest. I'm on the line. Yeah, I'm okay. Chest.
Shifting the ball to hands, going to the outer channels, then getting apprehended there, held up, but surviving that contest just in time. And electing to go into that gap. Pseudo gap it was. Mr. Dog leg opened in that defense. But Uganda coming back strongly. This one, strong ball carry there by Fat Moses Watmon, one of the debutants in this Uganda 7th side, donning the senior side 7th shirt for the first time. They have a couple of debutants in this squad, together with Jeremiah Ujambo, Ivan Buluma, Shakim Sembusi. And on your screens there, Uganda hitting back quickly, going down the right flank, getting themselves back into this one after weathering those first 5 minutes that were quite critical. 4 minutes and some seconds on the board where they were pinned in their own 22. They come back and hit, scoring their first try. So really changed side, very new, couple of new players in that squad. That conversion was successful. As I was saying, Jeremiah Ojambo, Ivan Ulima, Shakim Sembusi, Julius Zuyuk, some of the debutants coming in for the first time, the Sevens Uganda side, and just putting themselves back into the scoreboard. Welcome onto the box, Walter.
Thank you so much, Toeli. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Toeli, first game of the day, Uganda. Big peg back. This is the first half. Nyati side, of course, a selection from the varsity team. The top part there is Brian Ndego making a break for it. Here's Dennis Mulinga on the outside, opting not to look round. Dennis there, you see, he's taken out. He should have looked to his right or left.
Yeah, he should have had a scan around himself. And also Mulinga just supporting. Mulinga is the captain for the Nyati side. Just supporting, probably should have shouted, communicated clearly. You can see they have inquisition there amongst themselves, Mulinga and Ondego, as you see there. Not aware or just didn't see Mulinga as an option there.
Yeah, he didn't see Mulinga. But he should have looked up, because that's heads-up rugby. That is sevens rugby. And at this stage, you'd expect someone's quality in the name.
Ondego. Yeah.
You know, you're a halfback. At the end of the day, you need to scan around, create spaces for other people. So I guess that's the next level thought for such a young player with quality as he has.
Yeah, the next level for them. And they've started strongly, just a few seconds remaining of this first half. But they need to get themselves into this half without conceding any more tries. That is Uganda. They continue with their attack. The hoot has been sounded to stop the first half, but they are trailing on the scoreboard, so every minute counts for Uganda.
So every minute counts there. Uganda recycling the ball well, stringing in the passes. The outside there, a strong defense from the Nyati side. The exuberance of youth, both these sides.
They are quite young.
Yeah.
Uganda just also finishing their local 7th circuit there.
Yeah.
And later on we'll see the winners of that circuit gracing our Safari Sevens.
Yeah, good return there for the Uganda Rugby Union, having quite a number of sides here. But that also shows that there is the synergy, the working relationship between the Kenya Rugby and the Uganda Rugby. And it's good for the both unions, at least, to always have these cross-border games. We're doing it now in the sevens. We usually have it with the 15 side, the Elden Cup. And we always meet actually every year for the Rugby Africa Cup. And it's important that these kind of cross-border exchanges in terms of rugby are kept. In the meantime, Nyati, with a 7-point lead there, no hook. The referee identifying that, asking Uganda to retreat 10 meters. Anderson Gore restarting the game. Taps, kicks back, there's no sweeper. Brian Ondego and Anderson Odur, and that is a try for the Nyati side.
Yeah, really playing heads-up rugby, scanning the backyard, finding no sweeper. The wingers at both sides not coming in to just protect that. A little bit of consultation between the assistant referee, the in-goal referee, the center referee to award that try.
Yeah, it would have been a penalty try because Brian Ondego was impeded.
Played without.
Yeah. So the referee had to confirm the try has been scored. There's really no need to pull the play back. And that is a clear 5-pointer converted by Brian Ondego. As we then head into halftime, Nyati 19, Uganda 5.
Yeah, Uganda not getting the reward for playing extra time of this first half, conceding instead of scoring as we get prepared for the second half.
March D1, Day 2 of the Safari Sevens tournament, happening live at the Nyati National Stadium. And this is Africa's Premier Rugby Sevens tournament, where we hail with the talent showcase.
Russia.
Back for the second half. Uganda with a lot of work to do this second half to try and claw back a 19
Nyati 19, Uganda 5.
5 deficits. Kicking us off this second half, Uganda.
Remember, this is the final
Ball
7
is
minutes of
moved to the skies, traveling the required 10 meters. A knock-on advantage there, Uganda with a scrum advantage. Uganda with the fast feel of the ball this second half. Kizito steps back, was a superstar revelation in the last Safari Sevens that he took part in. Rock had been formed. That's a penalty to the Ugandans. Nyati back 10 meters. Uganda going to contact first. It's a tackle. Ball is lost. To the gate, is it?
Using hands in that rack.
Hands in the rack there. Tapped. 10 meters. Yes. They fashion out a chance on the outside there, trying to manipulate the defense. Goes round again. Numbers on the outside there, but a tricky customer there with pace to burn.
Yeah, very nice piece of play there from Uganda's team. Very snipey, evasive run. Had support outside, 2 men, but he never needed them. Trusted in his ability to step
The defenders and puts Uganda squarely back into this match. So you see there, scans, steps round, then steps back, missed tackle, goes all the way to score. This Uganda team really is a very fantastic team in the sense of the number of debutants they have, the youth they have, and after 7 rounds of their local 7 circuit, these are the players who put their hands up to be selected. Of course, a huge contingent of Walukuba players in this one. We have the likes of Gift Wokorach, Ivan Baluma, and Shakim Sembusi. Walukuba were the winners of their local 7 circuit, but coming back strongly, looking to step back in, offloads. Anderson gets just curtailed there, 5 meters out, and that will be a turned over ball. Uganda very strong on the counteract there, 5 meters from their try line. And then now they turn defense into attack, going into Nyati's backyard.
Yeah, that's an opportunity there, gone begging there. Anderson Odur 5 meters out, but some scrambling defense by the Ugandans there, pulling in the big ones in your picture there. Some strong and hard work there to try and get possession back. The Ugandans are opting to go for the scrum 5 meters out, just looking to attack from deep. They do have speed within their ranks, the likes of a team.
Yeah, I'm also waiting to see the MVP for their local circuit, Ivan Bulima, shot number 11.
Yeah,
Very enterprising player.
most definitely. Good communication there by the referee.
Ball goes in. He's an attacking scrum for Nyati, but they lose this one. Penalty adjudged by the referee for using hands in that track. This will be a yellow card for Anderson Odur, interfering with a quick tap. Yeah, clearly from the referee there. And he wants the other retreating players to keep 10 and not interfere with play. Zero tolerance around that interference. That's a clean line break there. Does he have the pace? No, he is reeled in by the Nyati's defense. Support not coming in fast enough for him. Again, going off feet in that contest area. Nyati now just guilty of a lot of penalties. And that's another warning to Obat Kuke. Obat Kuke just caught on the heels of a yellow card on Anderson Odur, gets the warning from the referee not to impede quick restart from Uganda. These are close contests, just over 2 minutes remaining. 7 points is the difference. Uganda, if they are to get themselves in the right standing in this pool, they have to win this one.
back down. Keep your discipline. Right? Crouch.
The referee laying and reading the law there.
It's a tight
Discipline.
game.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's their first, so not sure what that means, but good communication. Those are the intrigues, really, when you have the access to that close range. And later on today, we'll have an opportunity to tour the player area, the changing room, probably have conversations with some of the players. And remember, all this is brought to you courtesy of KCB, who partnered with the Safari Sevens to make sure that we have a full live stream broadcast for the 3 days that we are having these games. But most importantly, Nyati are giving as good as they're taking. 2 minutes for Anderson Odor in the Simpin. They haven't conceded yet. You can see seconds running out. That's a good return as they go down the blind side, and that is a try for the Nyati side.
Fantastic play there from the Nyati squad. Felix Okumu scoring that one. And that was at the back of a strong carry from Bryson Ogamba. Went and punctured through Uganda's defense. And then there was a quick rack. Ball shifted to Dennis Mulinge, who attracted his outside man offloading. Then getting themselves to peel to the shorter side. Felix Okumu scoring that one. Conversion not good.
A good return. 2 minutes for Anderson Odor in the Simpin. They didn't concede, they've gone and scored, so the confidence levels should be going up for the Nyati side. As you see, Felix Okumu there, free play there. There was nobody guarding that blind side, and all he needed to do is just take the ball and dive over 5 meters out. Yeah. That's a good return for the Nyati side.
It's something that coaches are always keen about on the breakdown, looking to cover both the fringes around that set piece. And you must really be sharp and pick yourself back onto your feet. In this case, Uganda just took too long on the floor, and they got punished for it. Trying to exit their 22, the red zone. That kick not successful. It's a turnover.
That's Masiga from Jacob Davids. Ball is lost forward there. Sporting a bad look, fresh from winning the Kings of Africa Sevens tournament.
I'm just struggling to recognize it's him with that bad look.
Safari Sevens, all shapes, all faces, all designs. For the Nyati side, good return here. Late inclusion in the tournament simply because the Zambia side pulled out. This lot of gentlemen have battled it out on the Sportpesa National 7 circuit. It's been sort of a whole season for them, and a befitting way to culminate playing an international event.
Yeah, it is, and you know, for them, it's also an opportunity to put their hands up just to get themselves into the Shujaa setup. Nice step there from Tony Ogoma. Then attracts defenders and creates space out for his wingers, but that should be a turnover. Good jackal there, and he's rewarded for that effort. Again, in discipline. Referee, Nyati should read the referee's interpretation of that breakdown. Another yellow card for Nyati, albeit the final seconds of this match, but something for them to look out for as they move and progress to the other remaining 2 matches of this pool. They have to improve on their discipline.
Yeah, they do have to improve on their discipline. They're lucky enough that this time round, with the hooter sounding, if Uganda score next, this game is probably wrapped up.
It is.
And as such, you can see they're playing the ball on the ground, and Uganda give Nyati an easy opportunity to just tap the ball and kick it out. So an opportunity that Uganda had to show what they're made of, but they've not taken it, and that is the result. Nyati 24, Uganda 12.
Yeah, Nyati doing well to get the first win, and that is of course courtesy of a few of their players there who had been in the Shujaa camp: Anderson Odor, Felix Okumu, Dennis Mulinge, Tony Ogoma, and Bryson Ogamba, bringing in that experience that gives them a win against the Uganda side, which is much really a development side. We move forward to the second match of the first round. as we look to clear the first round of games. This one will be French Renegades against
French Renegades taking on the UK Select side. The UK Select side looking to actually make a case for themselves.
the Team GB.
Yes,
Yeah.
the program has been scrapped, and they're looking to show cause and show reason as to why they really need to be part and parcel of a long-term project in terms of seven. So this is a grand opportunity here, and they're taking on the French Renegades, an international game here in Nairobi.
Yeah, French Renegades also another development side for the France 7 setup. That team has been put together just to ensure that their program around the sevens rugby continues. Therefore, this will be a good contest. We know UK versus France in any setting is always a match to watch. A lot of history between the two.
Yes, it is.
UK Select, of course, have a couple of players who have turned up for the under-20. We've watched them in the under-26 Nations tournament. The likes of Ben Bannell, you'll see him in jersey number 17, and Ollie Dawkins, also another one who has donned the shirts for England under-20. Then is a chase here, getting themselves a try, quick try here from the UK Select. That is a good foot race. Looking at the backyard, finding no defender there, and then it was a foot race all the way. Being able to recover that, as you see, kicking skills also very important. Control that ball, then goes down for the first try. That should be in your picture, Tom Burton. So less than a minute in, Select hit the front, 7 full points for them. French, the Renegades, have to get themselves back into this one. Good recovery of that kickoff. They go to deck, have a reset, have numbers out wide, try to ensure that they use the full width of the pitch. Carries it in the 15-meter channel. Good ball retention. Doing it well. Nice handling skill. Ball passed in front of man, enabling them to get the space, but miscommunication there. Miscommunication on the outer channel. He was coming in for a cutback move, but the ball off the hands. Just misses his man there. Miscommunication that brings to an end the attacking opportunity. Quick tap and go there from UK Select, going down the shorter side. Nice carry right through the Renegades defense. Going the shorter side again, bringing in the defense to that side of the pitch, getting a lot of space on their left here. Now they will look to swing it out. Still straightens, keeps the defenders honest. A good offload in the tackle. UK Select doing all the right things, keeping the tempo up, and they go on for their second try. Lloyd Wilkins with that one. French Renegades just guilty of not using their possession well. Conversion is good, and UK Select are not waiting about, looking for their first win. Very impressive fashion there, as you see, just standing in the tackle, looking for the runners, and with no opportunity to jackal, to contest. Ball to hand meant only one outcome, 10 meters out.
Yeah, the UK Select taking the opportunities. The ball possession for the French Renegades hasn't really borne any fruit this morning. I think it's because they've not really been persistent. Yeah, you can see the mistakes, such like mistakes. They have the little possession to use or to try and fashion out an opportunity, then you need to execute as good as you can. And for this, they're playing a top side that can easily punish you whenever you give them such opportunities. And that's the cruelty of the seventh game. You give your opponent an opportunity with ball possession and you punish. So here's an opportunity to see what the UK select are able to piece together. But I'm sure they're good value for money to try and see if they can score.
Yeah, they've been very impressive in this first half. And again, just ensuring that the tempo remains high. French Renegades surviving here, just holding on to the ropes as UK select. Yeah, that's going off feet. The juggler was on spot, gets the reward. Center referee Brian Kyoko just penalizes UK select for that. Renegades spilling the ball again. A lot of errors with ball in hand.
It's all about the error count, and if the error count really goes down, the French Renegades would have an opportunity to mount something. You can see there in the KCB replay cam that all they needed to do is just keep that ball, pile possession, go the faces, probably try and tire down the UK select side. But what is happening is they are losing those opportunities as early as they get the possession. Here's another opportunity. They've hooked the ball down pitch. It's a foot race now in swing between the French Renegades and the UK select. The UK select back at home, keeping it nice, safe and tidy. Offloading it, but the ball goes forward. That's a knock-on advantage there. Player being lifted there. I'm pretty sure the referee has something to say, but the play continues. Advantage for being offside there. French Renegades opting to go back blind where the numbers are, keeping the ball closer to the forwards. But the UK select defended with the touchline. The referee was playing an advantage. He pulls it back for an offside infringement from the UK select. And here's an opportunity once again for the French Renegades to try and see if they can get a bit of an opportunity, a glimpse of the 22-yard of the UK select.
Yeah, in that sustained ball possession by the French Renegades, you can see the template that they are playing with, trying to play close quarters, offloading in tackle, just keeping, oh my, nice move there. The runners on both sides of the try scorer, Blondel Alexis, just created an opportunity for the defense to be left guessing. And Blondel Alexis goes in for the first try for the Renegades. Conversion is successful. And seconds to go. As you see there in that replay shot, the runners came in and the defenders never calling out their men. Nice piece of play there. Indecision causing and opening an opportunity for Renegades back into this one. 7 points difference between the two teams with seconds remaining in the first half. Renegades, just their brand of rugby has been around playing it tight, playing it close, compressing the defense and looking for gaps around the set piece areas. UK select on the other hand are good with ball in hand, trying to create space by playing the full pitch, the full breadth of the pitch. And they have been very clinical with ball in hand, very few errors. However, despite all that, still a close contest this one.
Yeah, the player went off his feet. Duncan Kyoko has been very good with those small bits of the sevens game. The player going off the feet, high tackle there. Communication is very good. Also, you can tell that the referee and his message is getting to the playing unit.
Now, fantastic comeback from French Renegades, going over to score their second try in quick succession, getting themselves just 2 points short. French Renegades going about this well. I think the altitude not showing, because we see a lot of quick tap and goes from both teams. Altitude not showing yet, because you will find that teams that struggle with that will go for the scrum options. And fantastic conversion right from the 5-meter channel, tying this match at the halftime break, 14 all. After trailing by 14 points, they hit back with their own 14. We are all tied at halftime.
We're not one thing, we're many.
Hustlers morning, dreamers are lunch. By 3 p.m. tushakuwa mimlods. Ndo giza ikiingia, content inashika. We move fast to change lanes. Location kwa soft life, leo tunaingia grind mode. But no matter the mood, bank tunahitaji nenye na switch na sisi. Enye iko already where we are and ready when we are. In our pockets, on our time, na speed yetu. One built not just to keep up, but to move with you in every mode. So, uko mode gani? Download the new KCB mobile app and switch on your mode today. We get back to the second half of this fixture. It is a Pool A fixture between French Renegades and UK Select. This match was to be played yesterday, however with the hiccups around the lighting, this has spilled over into day 2. It's the first round of matches for all teams. We have only one first round of matches remaining between Kenya Shujaa and Walukuba Rugby. But back to this one. Tied match. Quick off the races, UK Select won the first half, scoring 14 points at the back of fantastic display of running rugby using the full width of the pitch. French Renegades hit back in the last 2 minutes with their 2 tries converted successfully, setting up fantastic last 7 minutes of this one. UK Select team that has comprises of the Great Britain trialists, so they have pedigree with them. A couple of players who have turned up for the under-20. We've watched them in the Six Nations 2 or 3 years ago. Ben Bannell for Wales under-20. You have Ollie Dawkins for England under-20 in the Six Nations, and they have done a good job to just bring themselves into Safari Sevens. French Renegades is their first appearance in the Safari Sevens. This is our 27th edition of the Safari Sevens.
Yes,
and it's good to have them around.
Yeah, it is. Remember, this is the Premier Sevens tournament in Africa, ranked right behind the Cape Town Sevens.
Yeah.
And of course, this is where most, if you look at the likes of Damian Willemse from South Africa, who've gone on to rise to play for the Springboks, this is the field to really prepare the next generation. You can see the UK Select team, the French Renegades, they've looked at their future stars. They've thought about how best can we get these guys quality playing time, but of course an opportunity also to tour Africa, safari opportunity. Nairobi has so much to offer, Kenya has so much to offer, and it's fitting to have international teams here.
Yeah, as you say so, we've had big names that we've seen in the World Cup in the 15 setup, gracing Safari Sevens previous editions. We've had the likes of Justin Geduld, Matt Tenner, who was in England, Simon Naimo, those who know, a fantastic player that also turned to be coach for the English side, World Cup winner in Yantis and Andres from South Africa. So, I mean, it's a premier tournament by its own right. Even has had Sarevi in the past year. The roster of players who have graced this tournament is just top drawer stuff. And in this one, we'll wait to see tomorrow who emerges winner. Of course, the local side has been leading in that aspect. They've had 13 wins of the Safari Sevens. Almost half of the tournaments that we've hosted in Safari Sevens have been won by the Kenya Shujaa. Quick line break there, goes through the gap, goes to a center post try. UK Select stretching their lead here. 4th try, now pulling away from the French Renegades. French Renegades reeling from 2 tries, 14 points in the second half.
So, you know, Toeli, our good friend, co-commentator Oscar, Yeah, so our good friend Oscar, Osir, double O.
Double, triple O.
Triple O. You know, he's a guy of, when the sun is out, he'll be joining us later on. And I'd love to hear his perspective about the quality of playing, but most importantly, you know, having played for Shujaa, such games, such opportunities, they really tell a lot about you, the player, but of course, the platform. So I'm looking forward to hear what Oscar says, and we'll be welcoming him in the next match. We have had a 3-team commentary unit, and would love to have a conversation about how this tournament really ensues. And the best of it is we have the Shujaa team playing here. And you know, they're champions of Africa, rightfully so. It's an opportunity for them to get ready, of course, for those 3 World Rugby HSBC Challenger Series tournaments. And it's good to understand where they are and what to expect as we head for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, it will be very interesting to have those insights. As we discussed that, Maya William going over for the 3rd try for Renegades, that is converted right from the 5-meter channel, setting it up for an interesting last minute in this one. 1 try and a conversion separating the 2 teams. It has been a close match throughout. Therefore, just electing to use territory to their advantage and apply pressure to the Renegades in their backyard. Well recovered there by the
Tight one.
Yeah, it's a really tight one, this one, and first match in the tournament for both teams. A win will put whoever emerges here as the winner in good stead, because this pool also has the defending champions Kenya Shujaa and first timers Walukuba Rugby. Walukuba Rugby are the winners of the National 7th Circuit in Uganda. Going to the left side, then steps back in. Ominous times here for the Renegades. UK select into the danger zone. Then shifting it out wide, a cutout pass that is well recovered there. Going through the paces here. Very confident with ball in hand in the contact areas. Short run. Coming in on a tight angle there. Punches through, but is stopped. Then a counter rack from the Renegades. Are they successful? Referee Kyoko awards them, gifts them for their efforts in counter-rack.
Yeah, we're playing into the referee's time now, but it has been a good match between these 2 sides. You can see the competition. Nobody has really bowed down to the other in terms of their ability and also the effort to try and see themselves over the line. But I'm quite impressed with the French Renegade side, because they could have easily just buckled down and said, you know what, maybe this is not ours, having conceded early. But they've battled hard.
Yeah, they've fought back.
They still have one last opportunity, final play here, I guess, having the clock having run down, but they can piece something together here. So there's a chance to either level this tied at 28 all, or probably 26,
Yeah.
or even maybe not get the opportunity to score. So let's see what the UK are made of in terms of the defense for this last couple of seconds.
Yeah, French Renegades have all of about 60 or so meters to work. They have to be very patient, and as we say so, they are not clinical with ball in hand.
Yeah.
Going off their feet to protect that ball in the rack, and then the referee just penalizes them. It's a turnover, and UK select boot this one out to win this one 28-21, getting their first win in the 27th edition of the Safari Sevens. We'll move on to the next one. Finally, the home side, Kenya Shujaa, making it onto the pitch against Walukuba Rugby. So we are getting ready for the last fixture in the first round of matches. And this one is the main team first select. Kenya Shujaa taking on Walukuba Rugby. Joining me on set is Oscar Osir. Oscar, what's your impression of the first round of fixtures in the last one, the first round? What has stood out for you? Yeah,
I think it's relatively competitive, if you ask me. A surprise victory there for Nyati. I thought that Uganda Sevens will perhaps win that one on paper. But then again, you can argue that Nyati was the best of the rest in terms of selection.
Yeah.
Morant, Shujaa, quite a couple of good players in there.
Yeah.
But again, also, the Uganda Sevens didn't have all the top players, if you ask me. But then again, that's the beauty of sevens. As we kick off here, Kenya Shujaa on their first game, well taken by Onyala there. As usual, you expect Onyala here to do the kickoffs.
Yeah, that is his role, ensuring we get the restarts. Walukuba Rugby just coming into this one for the first time. This side from the Ginger Town, Kevin Wekesa getting the best of against his man there. And Kenya Shujaa hitting quickly within 30 seconds.
The interesting setup there, putting Odongo in the middle and then Wekesa at the end. We did say some of these things in the local seven circuit where there's a bit of variation in terms of where you want to put the players. I guess that was a situation where they wanted to do a mismatch of sorts.
Yeah.
Use the speed of Odongo in the middle of the field and then put the power of Wekesa on the outside. I think you'll see a bit more of that this weekend.
Yeah, that conversion not successful. Kenya with an early lead here, 5-0. Walukuba with all the pedigree in the last 3 years. They have been through the circuits back in Uganda, coming from the championship all the way to the first division and winning their first title, the National 7 circuit in Uganda this year. They have brought in them also a couple of players from other teams. You'll find Hassana Opileni, number 10, Alfonso Pen, 14, Brian Wandera, 12, Stuart Mwai, 9, Godwin Abuang, 11, who've come in to beef the Walukuba Rugby. They've come in from other Ugandan clubs just to ensure that the players that are turning up for Uganda team from the Walukuba side, they don't feel that much of a dip in quality. Scrum called here, and again, as you see, first time we are getting a set piece in the scrum. Attacking ball for the Shujaas. Around 30 meters out, Oscar?
Yeah, and that's you see the deliberate intention there. Penalty against Walukuba, but Kenya still maintains the scrum.
Yeah, quick from the base of that, Samuel Asati to Amaitsa. Amaitsa carrying it into the defense line. Odongo coming in to protect that one, then shifting it quickly to the left side, carrying it close, but there was an infringement there. Quick tap and go from the Kenya Shujaas, carrying it over King George Oro with a second try for Shujaa, not waiting about.
Yeah, look, I don't want to look too far ahead. I think obviously Kenya has a bit more pedigree here against Walukuba.
Yeah.
But just interesting there that you're playing quick, not waiting around. And look, I looked at the two European teams who seems to be struggling with the attitude. I think that's one of the tactics you want to play against the contrasting styles. European teams are very, very well organized, especially Renegades and the UK Select, is it?
Yeah, UK Select.
So you want to play them quickly, otherwise if you play slower, because
yes,
that benefits them?
Yes, because they are well-structured sides.
Very, very structured. So I think this is some good intent. It works against any team, any defense. So there's an issue of transition there from Walukuba. I think transitioning from attack into defense also, you get a team like Kenya. That's something that they have to watch out.
Nigel Amaitsa with a restart there, going for it, but this one is deep, just shy of Walukuba's 22. Good recovery there. Shujaa now using the defensive pressure, pinning Walukuba in their 22. They have hardly gotten out of this territory. They are trying to run out.
To say that, Elijah, that's a thumping tackle there by the Kenya defense. They've barely left the 22, and here we go again, the penalty against them. And for Kenya, they haven't left the 10-meter. Actually, they're 20 to 30 meters out from the try line.
Yeah, they have been pinned in their own red zone, and that creates an extra pressure, you know, when you're defending just shy of your try line. But Kenya Shujaa going for a scrum option in this one, favoring that option just to restart their attack. This time round, going and parking themselves far much deeper. Crescent Ojwang at the center there.
Elijah, did the Kenya Shujaa team select itself if you compare to Morans and the rest?
I think pretty much so. We know that Crescent is normally a strong ball carrier at the center there. Then they peel off to the right. King George giving out to the speedster. Patrick Odongo walks into the try box.
Sounds sarcastic there, Elijah, when you talk about speed and then he walks. That means that a lot of good work was done on the inside there by the rest of the team. Crescent hitting it from the middle. Would you say that's a bit of a strategy of the Kenya Shujaa?
Yeah, they look very well oiled, drilled, because when you look at it, they identified that carry at the center of the pitch and a quick wraparound, quick ball transfer from that set piece. Never took more than 3-4 seconds. That ball was out, and you can see the scramble defense there. Yeah, that's a strategy that they're clearly using.
Yeah, and also just to, as we say, Niger taking the kickoff, good versatility from some of the players. Niger doesn't play standoff in his club. I think he plays a center or wing sometimes.
Yeah, normally center.
And here is a fast receiver. Kenya get that. They've done 3 kickoffs. I think they've taken all 3. Actually, one they think one went too deep.
Yeah, Kenya Shujaa just pinning Walukuba Rugby in their own 22. They have not had any joy in territory, and though any mistake around those areas just being punished by Kenya Shujaa.
Yeah, they have a penalty, but still, let's choose to kick. I think that's a good option.
Yeah,
but
Samuel Asati arrives to just recover that ball. Then they have numbers, but equally matched on defense there, so they have to reset it from that point, carrying in strongly into contact. Then they have numbers to burn out here, but using the fringes of that rack well. George Oro, a master in scanning around those fringes, and he punctures through to go right between the posts there. I love that about Oro. He is always aware of the settings around himself, has a good scan around and saw that gap at the fringe of that track.
Yeah, a good display of functional roles here. Oro current state. It's a powerful player, Oro, but he does have some speed to burn. It's also good to watch Kenya using defense as also one of the attacking
options here.
Where you convert defense into attack.
Yeah,
I think it's one of the abilities they do have. Kenya Shujaa.
Yeah, the hooter sounded just to take us into the break, so we're in referee's time here. It's a defensive line out for Walukuba Rugby. They have had the going really tough in this first half, taking in 4 tries, 26 rest to the 26-meter mark from the Kenya Shujaas. See this line out option just slightly beyond the reach of the jumper, but does well fingertip stuff there to recover that ball.
Oro went off his feet there. It's the first time they've gone over not just the 10-meter line, but also through the halfway, and then they lose possession right immediately after that.
Yeah, Kevin Wekesa, he is a strong juggler for the Shujaa team, one who leads in those numbers. Then it's a quick tap and go, and cracking through Walukuba's defense there is Nigel Amaitsa. Goes to score at the center pitch, just right under the post there. It's a quick tap and go.
Nigel in a very comfortable, familiar position in the middle of the field. That's what he plays for his club. Just looked at options on both sides. Stepped off his left foot twice. Like I said, Elijah, not any reference to a certain London club that Shujaa use their defense as an arsenal, so they don't just depend on their speed and attack outside, especially with the likes of Patrick and Nigel.
This uko mood gani? The new KCB mobile app adapts to you, your mood, and your mode. Ingia selfie mode and securely log into the app via your Face ID ama fingerprint. Tunatambua pia wewe ni mjanja ikifika kwa do. Fika thrift mode and access more ways to pay and transfer money. Scan to pay, pay to Vumatil or Paybill, prepaid cards, mobile transfers. Financial decisions pia lazima zikuwe tops. Move to investor mode and grow your money in a fixed deposit or gold savings account. Extend protection yako through the app. Flip to protect mode and access insurance products come a motor vehicle cover in one app for all your modes. Download the new KCB mobile app today. KCB, for people, for better. We are on for the second half of this last round of the first round. This is the last game of the first round fixtures. Walukuba Rugby taking on the local side, the hosts, Kenya Shujaa. It's been a tough one for them in the first half, trailing 33-0. Kenya Shujaa just starting strongly in the defense of their title. They have 13 titles to their name, and they will look to add this one quick on the heels of last year when they won, when the tournament was hosted in Machakos town, a couple of kilometers from here. Looks suspiciously forward off Asati's hands.
Yeah, just about forward.
Abukuse at the end of that one, trying to get himself onto the score sheet. Menengai Oilers player, very pacey player, and I'm sure that's what Asati was trying to utilize, his speed and pace, that they were playing advantage. Referee had that, and they restart. Festa Shiasi also coming in together with Floyd Wabwire, replacing Crisanto Juang and Patrick Odongo at the center and wing respectively. The quick play there, coming in short, carrying it into the heart of Walukuba's defense, and then they have created enough space for Festa Shiasi to go over for another try for the Shujaa.
One has to admire the speed of execution here from Shujaa. I mean, even the racks, the speed of the racks is quite high. And then you see somebody like Oro actually playing off the floor there from the racks. But immediately there seems to be a deliberate action here to send the ball out. On one moment he picks it and just goes up. But again, you're having to see that they're playing really, really quick here, Kenya Shujaa. Not giving Walukuba any chance. Good conversion there by Najela Maitza. As you see here, Daniel just coming around the corner and then quick pass, fix and pass here. That's a simple try there from Shujaa. Siketi on to the field. I did talk about that the Kenya Shujaa sort of selected itself, but Siketi is new to the environment here. The young man has done very well, played very well for Cabras during the National 7 Series. That looks like a knock-on. Yeah, the touch referee says it was touched. So it's a line out for Kenya Shujaa. Also on the field, not too new to the environment, is Gabriel Laimba, who takes the line out there, rising above into the near stadium. Skies here, but they were offside. It was a knock-on, but they were being called offside. Again, just quick speed of execution here, as we see Gabriel Oko, I beg your pardon, Gabriel Laimba scores that try. There used to be a Kenya Sevens player also called Gabriel Oko, but this time it's Gabriel Laimba.
Yeah, he was much shorter.
Definitely challenge on the height there from compared to Aimba.
Yeah, good play there coming from the bench. Kenya Shujaa's emptying their bench here, and the bench sustaining the pressure, sustaining the momentum. Biggest score so far, the first round of fixtures coming through in this game from the Kenya Shujaas, 45 and still counting.
Oh, that's really clever from Siketi there. I mean, Siketi.
Then just a hospital pass there. Should have carried it further in.
But still, I mean, just good creativity there by the young man. At the second try here for Ayimba.
Yes. Kenya Shujaa just going now the overdrive, getting the half-century mark. First half-century score for this tournament. And
I think Walukuba is struggling not just because of the quality of Kenya Shujaa, I mean, that's obvious, but I think the speed, just the speed of the game.
Yes.
Seems to be not necessarily speed in terms of players running quick on the outside, just the speed of execution.
Yeah.
The rucks are quicker, penalties are taken faster.
Yeah.
The transition of Walukuba is just that couple of seconds slower.
Yeah, they play catch up in every phase of game.
Catch up in every facet.
Yeah. And I think that's the template that Kenya Shujaa are practicing and working on here. Just ensuring that they are playing at pace and with clinical, precise execution.
What that means actually, it means that if you're executing quicker on the other facets, you don't need to have a speedy wing on the outside.
You don't need to.
Exactly.
Because on the other side is you have the opportunity to get the defending team on yellow cards.
Correct.
Because when that pace is sustained, players tend just to be indisciplined. Walukuba just feeling the pressure, the heat now under the hot seat here. Again, they are just caught holding on too much to the ball, and quick tap and go there from Shujaa, looking to go for another try. Gabriel Ayimba just steps back in, offloads out to Kevin Wekesa. Real quick movement of the ball from that rack.
Yes, his father was called Benjamin, so
yeah.
But the action seems to say father and son there. The late
Benjamin
Ayimba. Again, Elijah, that was weak play again. Quick tap for the penalty. Ayimba using his feet as usual we saw in the national 7 circuit. Rack, and then again, quick pass off the floor straight to Onyala there at the edge. And again a try. That is a try that was scored because of quick execution and quick transition, as opposed to again
quick pace.
Yeah.
As you see, they are hitting deck. Skater just covers it, and within 2 seconds the ball is out. Just not enough time for Walukuba to just get themselves back onto their feet and cover that space.
Yeah, about 6 seconds, 2 seconds. Elijah, in the Formula 1, change of 4 tires takes barely 2 seconds. And speaking of Formula 1, there's been a bit of a chat around cooling vests in the
I've
F1.
seen that argument, and some drivers are for and others are against that.
And we did see some cooling vests when the French Renegades played the UK Select. They're actually using cooling vests here in the Nyati Stadium. Obviously, there's altitude and heat.
Yeah, it's actually warmer this time of the year. It's getting warmer. We just from cold season by our own measure.
yes, true.
Yeah, around June, July, and a bit of rain that pulls down the temperatures. So it's a bit warm. The sun is out and bright, but the turf here is fantastic. You can step, you can do much with this pitch. It's really well manicured and well taken care of.
I think that was a few steps too many there by the young man, Siketi.
Yeah.
Perhaps he should have released, but then again, this is where you express yourself. This is his first call-up, Shujaa?
Yeah, he's been in the camp last year. He was in the camp last year, but this is the first time he's now donning the senior side shirt. That knock-on just curtailing the attacking opportunity for Shujaa, and they have to go and just close this game out. The hooter has been sounded to finish this one, and Walukuba Rugby with ball in hand. What do they do here? It's a 0 on the scoreboard. I'm sure they will love to just put some points on the board.
Look, on one hand, the score doesn't flatter the boys from Uganda, but geez, man, you've got to give some credit to Kenya Shujaa and how they're playing this one. They're up against a really, really good side. Remember, this Kenya Shujaa is ranked number 9 in the world as of the last 7 series. So it's a really, really decent team of 7s here.
Very true.
That Walukuba has to deal with.
Walukuba just getting out of their 22. Still in their own half. Blitz defense here from Shujaa, making options difficult for them, but over the top pass, getting to the winger. Then they reset. Good spell of possession for them. First time in this match that they are doing round 4 phases. But a big push there in defense from Samuel Asati, who's come up to the line. He's in the first line of defense. Keta just patrolling at the backyard there, off your screen, and then now comes onto your screen. Quick tap and go from Walukuba Rugby. They try to get some points on the board. We are into the referee's time here. Doing well to just keep possession, but they are coming under serious attentions there from Floyd Wabwire and Sketi, punished for an infringement in that. Another quick tap and go, 10 meters out. Shujaa being patient on defense. Yeah, that wasn't 10 meters. Yeah,
that definitely wasn't 10 by Sketi. I think it was Sketi, was it?
No, Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Yeah.
The eventual tackle there. Yeah, Siketi takes the tackle here, but was it from the side? I think. Was it 10 meters? I think
no, it's a side entry, but still not within 10.
Still not within 10, I agree.
So Walukuba with 7 against Shujaa 6. Will they get themselves finally onto the board? An opportunity out here. It's Floyd taking on the speedster from Walukuba in
there comes the power
Matthew
defense.
John Oluka. Quick tap and go. Referee says ball is open. Now it's a proper rack. Very nice possession play here from Walukuba. Then they just gift possession back to Shujaa, who will kick it out and finish their first match with a big victory here, 55-0.
Yeah, in the end didn't look pretty there, but Shujaa just demonstrating their defensive power. The score not too flattering for Walukuba, but you are up against a really, really good Kenya Shujaa. Looking sharp here, Shujaa. Should have played yesterday evening.
Yeah, they should
the first
have.
Game in a bit more cooling environment, but they look also to be enjoying the early morning sunshine here at the Nyayo National Casablanca Barbarians, taking on Kenya Cubs. Kenya Cubs here is the Lioness second team, if you like, the equivalent of Morans for the men's team.
Yeah, yesterday both teams had their first round of matches. Casablanca, who are the defending champions for the women's category of Safari Sevens, beating Kenya Lionesses in the finals last year. They started strongly yesterday, and they look to build on it. But Kenya Cubs will have a lot to say. They're also putting up their hands to be in the final selected team that will play in November during the women's qualifiers.
Yes, a couple of players here I think would want to join the Lioness. It's really, really competitive in the Lioness selection. It'll be tough for them, but defending champions here, Casablanca, just putting them through the paces. They're really well drilled side, this Casablanca. Defending champs. We see a good carry there by Abril Camacho, who yesterday scored a couple of tries. Well drilled side here, Casablanca.
Yeah, they are. They have had, I think, they've been in existence for around 4 or 5 years or so, and they have done well to get themselves around the European circuit. As we see them going over for their first time, Paula Requina goes over for the first try for Casablanca. End-to-end stuff here. They have played at tempo and caught the Cubs napping at the fringes of the edges of this pitch.
Again, speed of execution there by Casablanca. Really high speed of execution. Quick racks. Actually, there was an overlap there eventually, and they didn't even need to use it. As we see them coming around the corner here.
Yeah, that's
Sure,
Paula.
there by Paula Requina, and then just walking over, sauntering over for the try.
Yeah, successful conversion, stretching their lead to 7. The home side, Kenya Cubs, are in it on this one. They are playing a very quality side in Casablanca. We are yet to see them also get themselves into this one. Yesterday we saw Maxi Nabuga doing a couple of runs that were very critical as we see her going for that ball. Then we had Nelly Chikombe, who was really quite competitive, carrying strong ball carries yesterday, but they are playing against top shelf players in Casablanca. Circling to go to the left side to just protect that side of the pitch, but referee penalizes them. Quick tap and go from Kenya Cubs, passing it out wide to Nelly, coming in and carrying it into the 15-meter channel. Then penalized for holding on. The supporting players not coming in quickly.
Yes, not coming quickly. I think also Nelly just didn't set her body well, and when she went down after the tackle, allowed the contest there from Casablanca.
Cut out pass to the wing, but doesn't find the player. Does well to recover it, albeit losing 10 meters or so. Referee playing advantage for a high tackle, coming in on a short angle run there, but not executed well, so they go back for the penalty.
I think it was Paula Ruiz at the edge when the ball just passed her. It was going to bounce outside, she just slapped it back. They would retain it in the possession. This looked a little bit forward, but again, already there was a penalty advantage for Casablanca.
Mata coming for the short angle. They prefer that move. Then peeling off now to the left there, looking to get themselves space on the shorter side of the pitch. Good retention there from Casablanca. There was a knock-on in the tackle there from Kenya Cubs. The referee calls no advantage and brings it back for the scrum.
A lot of debutants here in the Cubs team. Chikombe, Nelly from Impala, Maxine from the Queens, Kenya Harlequins. The likes of Anjeri have been here before.
Yeah, really much changed Kenya Cup side from last season, from the last Safari Sevens, and most of these players really did well in the women's circuit.
Yeah, like circuit won by Mwamba, who they themselves have a select team here in the Safari Sevens tournament. Remember, in Kenya, the clubs that win the national Sevens circuit are represented at the Safari Sevens tournament.
Yeah.
A lot of those Mwamba players, of course, are in the first team. The Kenya Lioness. Second, which was a fantastic show, was the Queens. And then third, Impala, who are the defending champions from the 2024 season. That's a lot of work for Kenya Cubs here against a very, very good Casablanca side. Yeah.
Casablanca starting that phase of play, that pass not going to hand. Referee just playing advantage. Kenya Cubs just guilty of playing and straying offside on those set pieces. Advantage is over, but with pace, just gets snapped short of Kenya Cubs 22. Casablanca getting to reset that one and lining up themselves on the full width of the pitch here. These are stretching the Kenya Cubs defense, goes through the gap, pins her ears, goes all the way to score another try for Casablanca. That spread of the defense, that width of the pitch, and the ball moving quickly through hands there. Good execution of the passes, stretched out the Kenya Cubs defense, and they were caught.
This time they went to the edge there, but they seem to be running a short line there where we see Sylvia Morales sort of trying to bring in Paloma Garcia on the undercut there. It seems to be, I think, the strategy they're using here against the Kenya Cubs. Sometimes, I think twice you've seen that pass either going slightly behind that player coming short or sort of forward. It doesn't seem to be working when they try to force that pass, because it seems to be a forced pass. But so this time they decided to go all the way to the edge. And then Marta, they're just showing and going, and there we see, because there's a player on the outside, and then the catch-up defender just didn't come up in time.
Yeah, they first of all ensure they compact you on defense by those short angle runs, and then they swing it out wide once you've beat into those set pieces, the particular racks that ensue from that play. Kenya Cubs really have had little ball to work with. They have been starved of possession and also of territory, but they now have an opportunity here. Go straight into contact. Should have stepped back in. There was a lot of space there.
Yeah, and they play quickly again here. Casablanca shows for the kick. The pass doesn't. Says fine. The referee says it's fine. The pass.
Yeah, Paula has been thorn in the flesh for the Kenya Cubs. Offloads to Denise. Denise offloads to Jemina, and Jemina Blanco goes over for their third try. Very tough first half here for the Kenya Cubs.
Yeah, Casablanca just keeping the ball alive there. Paula Rakina just showing the Kenya Cubs how to play at the edge of the field.
Yeah,
she was running out of space, just stepped off her right foot, came back in, offloaded to Jimena there, Blanco. And it went to just a simple try. No racks needed in that one.
Conversion not successful. Scores remain at 19-0 against Kenya Cubs as we go into the halftime break. Torrid first half for the Kenya Cubs, but they will have an opportunity in the next 7 minutes to get themselves onto the scoreboard. This is the second match in the second round of fixtures. Shogun Ladies taking on Mombasa Select. Mombasa Select, the winners of the women's category 7th circuit locally here in Kenya. Shogun Ladies are a combination of multiple players from multiple countries. They participated in last year's Safari Sevens. They are back, trying to get one better if they can have the title under their belts by the end of day 3 tomorrow.
Mombasa Select have been hot cut out here, like that, because this is a really, really well-built side. Shogun Ladies were ruthless yesterday against the Kenya Cubs.
Kick-off there from Mwamba Ladies. Shogun Ladies doing well to get that ball. Now they're able to work with it. Moving it, going through the paces early on here. Now that ball goes into touch, goes dead into touch. Mwamba getting a feel of possession now early in this first half. They have the right territory. They are in Shogun Ladies 22.
Yeah. It's a decent side, this Mombasa Select. Naomi Jalagat, part of the Mombasa winning team. Nyati Mora. Add to that the likes of Diana Kemuto from Impala. Not a bad team, Mombasa Select, but there's a lot of pedigree also on the Shogun side. I thought that was a turn over there by Diana Kemuto. No, offside, it says referee.
Yeah, just referee was right there on the spot. Mombasa Ladies gifting possession back to Shogun. Shogun with ball in hand, looking for space out in the 5-meter channel, and get swinging it back to the left where they have numbers if they can use it well. Coming in on a dummy, and then opens up once the Mwamba defenders beat into it. Just having enough pace to go all the way to score their first try. Kalota Kaikoya goes over for the first try for Shogun Ladies. That Eunice Obadia beat into that dummy run.
Yes, we saw the Casablanca Barbarians also using that play. where there is somebody coming a short line. Sometimes they tried a couple of times, didn't seem to work. What Shogun have done here, they do a bit of a show and go on that line. Brings in the last defender, so it brings the defense tight in. Makes the defender have that wide bend, what some people call a wide bend, forcing the defender to come in there, as you see. Carlotta just showing and then leaving, using her pace to square the edge there.
Yeah, she didn't seem like she was on fourth gear. Just
No, she just sort of
managing the defenders there.
she's complaining that maybe she's got a bit of a seatbelt. Oh, you see the knock on here.
Yeah, lack of concentration there from Uganda Ladies.
Yeah.
Just took her eye off the ball there slightly.
Clutch! Bind! Sit!
Just making the point there that sometimes there is this short line, players coming in running an unders line, but here it just seems to be setting it to the edge. And the second man, or second last player, rather the center, doesn't immediately pass to the outside. As you see that try there, I think it was Charlotte Woodman, was it?
Yeah, they just now easing themselves away from Mwamba. Another 5-pointer coming in from Charlotte Woodman.
Woodman there with a very famous name in the women's sevens. For those of you know a little bit about international women's sevens, you probably know Portia Woodman, who's now also known as Portia Woodman Wycliffe, I think. So I was just saying there that they use that show and go on the second last player or the center just before the ball goes to the wing, so they're not necessarily sending it out immediately. Shogun.
They're manipulating Mwamba's defense. And Mwamba really have to be wary here. Another carry there by Carlotta on that 5-meter channel. Referee just asks Mwamba Ladies to be aware that's a tackle area, no hands in that rack.
Yeah, just watch this here. So second person just like just went forward. So what they're doing is second last player, if you can call it that, especially on the second phase, is just carrying the ball up, forcing the outside defender to bite in.
Yeah.
Because the catch-up defender here from Mombasa Select is not reaching in a good time, so that forces the winger to come back in and then they release the pass.
Yeah.
In this case, just a little bit forward.
Drifted forward.
To Charlotte Woodman, but that going to hand could have been a try there.
Yeah, Mwamba Ladies staring down second defeat. They don't get themselves back into this one. Yesterday losing their first match against Casablanca. It was a big score, that one, 29-0 in favor of Casablanca. But this is a much closer one in the first half, 12 down. If they can get themselves onto the scoreboard before the first half, then they'll have a fighting chance. Going all the way on the 5-meter channel and then gets bundled into touch.
That's a good tackle there by the Mombasa Select, Caroline Flatikivao. I hope I got that name wrong, correct?
Yeah, we'll have to get ourselves familiar with those ones. But
pushed out to the edge there and then got the tackle in the end, using the touchline very well.
Uganda Ladies recovering that defensive line out. They're 10 meters out from their try line, and probably if they don't back their own handling skills, they have to use the boot to get out of here.
Yeah, Caroline seems to have had that call from you as she makes the kick, but again it's gone to Charlotte Woodman. You don't want to kick to, I think you don't want to kick to anybody called Woodman in sevens.
Yeah, Uganda Ladies learning that very quickly here as Charlotte gets her second try and third for Shogun Ladies. Seconds before the first half break. Mwamba just not really able to exit their red zone, and those mistakes being punished by the Shogun Ladies. Shogun Ladies gunning for their second win Yesterday they played against the Kenya Cubs, won that one 32-5. That conversion is missed. As you see there, Woodman just had the better pace and took out her opponent. Eunice Obadia there goes over to score.
Offside.
Referee calls offside on Shogun Ladies from that kickoff.
I thought it was a really good kickoff by Carlota, but it seems some of the players have drifted offside. Good carry there by Diana Kemunto, but it's a good turnover, I think. I thought it was a good turnover.
Seems like she went off it in that contest. Now Mombasa Ladies playing well here, but keeping the...
Oh, she's isolated, I think. Pretty lucky. I thought she was isolated.
Yeah, surviving that one. Referee in favor of that. Mombasa Ladies doing well here, going several phases, but still keeping the playing area very compact. Still playing in all of just around 7 meters both sides, not using the full width of the pitch. Casablanca just realigning themselves on defense every time they get into set piece.
That's a good observation there, you're right. They are really, really compact here, Mombasa Ladies, but even though they're keeping good possession, they still have the ball.
Yeah, now here an opportunity if she gets past that. Good offload, going for their first try in this match and getting themselves over after sustained possession. That is Lynette Mora hitting back from Mwamba as we are in the extra time of this first half. Well sustained pressure in possession there.
Yes, we thought it's a bit too compact, but I guess the
offload.
Yes, the tackling and the several tackles that Shujaa had to keep up with perhaps created that deficit in the end.
Yeah, the difference was actually they have been going for the racks, but in that last phase of play it was an offload.
Correct.
Before Shogun didn't come in for the rack. Because Shogun, what they were doing was they're just peeling off those racks and realigning
numbers there, and then they just... And now this time they do call a Rudisha, so they get a return from that phase of play.
Yeah, nice reward there for Mombasa Ladies. Going into this halftime, they have done well to get themselves onto the scoreboard. We break for the halftime, 17-5 in favor of Shogun Ladies. We're back for the second half. It was panning out to be all Shogun in the first half, but Mombasa Select coming back at the end of that first half, making this one a more competitive second half.
Oh, that's a really clever kickoff. Oh, she has to serve it, Caroline, just at the edge there. Oh, she's in trouble. Tackle, the referee says. Yes, but I think they're really, really lucky. That was a wonderful kickoff there, but I think it was Carlota Kaikoya who just kicked right literally at the corner there.
Very pinpoint.
Very pinpoint kickoff. And then Caroline just keeping her foot just inside. And then getting there the favor from the referee. I think the Shogun defender just went off their feet because the tackle was already completed. And they get to survive that one. But still, it's a Shogun ball, just outside the 22.
Yeah, Mwamba doing well to survive that onslaught. That kickoff turning to be a deadly weapon. Referee just calling it a free kick for crossing over in the line-out jump.
No, free kick. It's a free kick. Free kick.
The referee just confusing the players because I think initially he said a free kick for Mwamba, but his hand is showing free kick on the Shogun side, then again it's
Mwamba.
Yeah, there you go. It's a free kick. Oh, can they kick it straight out? No.
Yeah, that's a deadly mistake because they had an opportunity for territory.
I think it's lucky they get a reward for that, but I'm not sure the Mombasa Select player understood what she was trying to do there, because she was trying to kick it into touch, was she?
Yeah, she went for touch, but that would have been against them because they would have lost possession from a free kick kick it straight into touch. That is a turnover.
Okay.
Referee just trying to reset that scrum.
If you kick straight into touch without scratching, is that considered to be straight out because they're also the 22 and then you come back? Or is that, what did happen there?
I think it should be it might be a straight out.
No.
Nonetheless, that ball never cleared into touch. Mwamba having ball now, cutting back into traffic and surviving the first tackle. Offloads him tackle there, carrying it strongly on that outside channel. Clarice Mutambi going into contact and losing the ball.
Knock on.
Clarice Mutambi talking to the referee there that the Shogun Ladies is the one who took the ball and knocked it on.
Correct. That she tried to rip it off her hand, and therefore the knock-on is by Shogun. That's what she's claiming. Referee having none of it, and gives the advantage to Shogun.
Shogun with a put-in there. They lose that ball against the put-in. Turnover here for Mwamba Ladies. Getting another test of possession. This one will be turned over.
Yeah, be turned over, for turnover there.
Isolated, supporting players not coming in to protect that track. Then Shogun Ladies go for a quick tap and go, floating chicken wing pass and pinning her ears and going and he's gone to score another try. This will be Ametsa Ulibari. That was a good offload in the tackle there that created opportunity for Ametsa. Just get into that gap and go all the way.
The awareness of these Shogun players in terms of both support and the gap, they took the space, ran a straight line, and then support player also chose a very good line again in terms of support.
Yeah, came in close and benefited from that offload.
Yeah, just
made it easy for the offload.
There you go. And then the offload. Carolina was still defending on the outside because they still had an extra person on the outside. But Ametsa Ulibari there just running a short line off the shoulder and getting the reward for it.
Wow, Mwamba Ladies with another error. Not really under a lot of pressure, but knocks it on. And just 5 meters out, gifting your opponent's ball so simply like that.
And this is very motivating for Shogun because all you have to do is score and then you kick off and forced error. You're 5 meters away from the try line. How motivating is this to Shogun women?
Yeah, just getting themselves cheap possession here.
Just watch the shot play here. They'll be about 10 meters out of the try line. Let's see if they play the short line here, Shogun. Here we go. There you go. They played short.
And quickly recycling it out. But this time round, electing to come in for a reset.
Was that offside because she offloaded before she went to the tackle wasn't complete.
The
She offloaded, but the referee says
referee calls the offside from that rack in the tackle area.
it'll be good to see that again, but it's the referee's call. Looks like an obvious overlap here, just hands to the end. Yeah.
Going over for another try. This one is by Clara Ferral. Clara Ferral with a try that seals this one, puts them away from Mwamba Ladies. There's no coming back from Mwamba Ladies in this one. That early knock-on put them under pressure in terms of territory. Finally, Shogun Ladies making them pay. Steep learning curve here from Mwamba Ladies. Lost yesterday 29-0 to Casablanca. They're facing similar margin, if not more, with just over a minute remaining. They're just over chasing steps back in and badges over the whitewash.
Yeah, some good sevens rugby here from the Shogun women's team.
Ball is kicked into touch there.
Straight out. Is it? Oh,
yeah, it shows inside the 22. And using the boot as an opportunity to ease pressure, at least territorially.
couple of substitutions from the Mombasa select. Nolin Hailei has come in.
No one covering the backyard for Mwamba, but there's enough pace out there.
And I think Rudisha
just steps back in and continues on her run. Clara Ferrell goes over for her second try in this match, this second half. Coming in and just...
Sorry, I was just going to say that Rudisha had enough pace to cover, but what she was doing that she overchased.
And the inside defender wasn't there to help.
And the catch-up defender again, yes, exactly. Didn't come in good time.
Clara Ferrell with that try.
So Clara very clever there, just stepping off her right foot, getting rid of Rudisha, and because the catch-up defender didn't come in good time, she had enough space just to go all the way to the try line.
They're looking for the conversion to close off this, and it's a grass cut over kick.
Yeah, not the best. There you go. Rudisha just overchasing. She's good. She's quick enough. Mora.
Yeah, she had her on pace. They were matched on pace.
Yeah, Lynette Mora is good enough, but because she was overchasing and the catch-up defender wasn't coming in good time. Not again.
Easy possession here for Shogun. It's been the story of the second half. Kick-off, knock-on errors by Uganda Ladies. And as you said, it's really a motivating factor for Shogun Ladies.
That's what I've got to do, just kick deep. Look, sevens rugby is very unforgiving when you make enforced errors. It's bad enough when the errors are forced. But when it's enforced error, 15 meters out of your try line, the game of sevens can be very, very unforgiving.
Yeah, this one has been a bad day in the office for Uganda Ladies, but also a learning opportunity for them coming up against Shogun Ladies, who have more pedigree to them. Stepping back in, offloading contact, and this one, referee calling for a high tackle, a high shot.
It was a hair pull actually.
Yeah, that is
unacceptable.
Yeah, that's very risky. The neck area is a really soft area. Yanking your opponent's hair.
Is that a hat trick by Clara?
The referee calling that it is time on this match as we wait for that conversion. It's one of the biggest wins, it's actually the biggest win in the ladies category so far. Shogun pumping in 39 points against Mwamba Ladies.
Elijah, if you look at the Mwamba Ladies, I think maybe they've had the buzzer, but they didn't seem keen to take the kickoff because they have had about 3 or 4 errors.
Yeah, they lose this one 41-5 against Shogun Ladies. That's a big win for Shogun. And with those 2 wins, they march into the quarterfinals, and this one ends in favor of Shogun Ladies. We'll move on to the next fixture. That will be Uganda against Tunisia Ladies.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the backside of the Safari Sevens 2025 Match Day Experience, proudly brought to you courtesy of KCB. Now, I have Leon here. Leon is the liaison for the Kenya Shujaa. They've won 55-0 against Walukuba. I'd like to hear Ian tell us the perspective with what is happening behind the scenes and how the boys are brimming. Leon, tell us through your experience. First and foremost, welcome to Safari 7.
Thank you so much. The camp has been great. The mood is great. The boys are setting this as a base for what is coming next. We have a long season to go. So preparations have been ongoing all the way from the 7th circuit. And sisi tuko hapa tukumaanisha.
Kweli.
So tuko home na vijana lazima wajibambe.
Wazi. Mmeshinda 55-0. There were very good performances. It was a very, very convincing result. Tell us, what's the mood in camp?
The mood is great. The mood is calm. The coach set us targets and the boys are hitting them. Na hiyo ndio goal. So one game at a time. Ni happiness tu. Ukiona Japolwa na gwara. Si unajua ni mbele tunaenda.
Wazi, we'll catch you up. Thank you so much, Leon. Remember, this is Match Day Experience, proudly brought to you courtesy of KCB.
Thank you, Walter. We're back On to the last game for the women's category, round 2. Uganda taking on Tunisia. Uganda taking on Tunisia. Yesterday, Uganda had a narrow win against Belgium Ladies. That was a 12-10 win for Uganda. They're looking and gunning for their second win in this one. Tunisia, on the other hand, had a tough outing.
Advantage of side again. That was fine. Captain.
Uganda women have been champions here before.
Yeah, in those early years, they dominated the Safari Sevens women's category, way ahead of their peers. That gap narrowed, and Kenya Lionesses is having an upper hand right now, the last 5 years or so.
Yeah, in terms of the East African rugby community, women's rugby, Kenya Lionesses have done quite well last couple of years. Experience in the world circuit has helped.
It has.
But Uganda still remain a really good team. As we see, attack from the Lady Cranes right at the edge of the field here. It's a really good opportunity here for Uganda. It looks high. It looks high, even though they're playing advantage for offside. But the referee has warned Tunisia here for continuous infringement.
Yeah, and they're not really adjusting to that.
She plays back, and that's a really good awareness here by Uganda. I think it's Adon Susan. Adon just looked up there and saw the gap opening up. And even though they had numbers on the outside, just a bit of a show and go there by Susan Adong, and then the Tunisian defenders guilty of just going across and just stepped off a left foot. Look at that on the rack. Just show and go here.
And a nice piece of play from Uganda. They watching them before they travel for this tournament. They are very determined to pick this particular main cup trophy, this 27th edition of the Safari Sevens.
Not the best kickoff there from the Lady Cranes. But a good start here from Uganda.
Tunisia losing heavily yesterday to the Kenya Lionesses, losing that one 34-7. Still an opportunity for them here against Uganda. Nice offload there. Nice offload from Tunisia. Hitting back straight after conceding. That is a try that comes from Sama Lawel. Just tracking the ball carrier there, and then gets herself benefit from that offload.
Yes, Elijah, please watch Zara Hadeji, the one just converting. She's really good ball carrier, and she does a lot of the build-up. Yesterday she did the same thing. She's a really gutsy player. Zara, as we see this try here by
Sama Lawel.
Sama, but Zara involved with the build-up. She's a really good ball carrier.
Tunisia get to restart. Well recovered by Uganda Ladies. A seesaw of a match. This one will go into contact. Ryan Kyoko just calling out the Tunisian defenders to remain onside.
Yeah, they're creeping in offside. But I guess it's a strategy. They have to try and cut out the speed on the outside.
Yeah, they have to be very careful because they have been noted by the referee. Good line break. Carry there from
that is Zara. That is Zara Deji. I can tell you she's a really good. She's a very good defender.
They're getting lined up there, shooting off from their defensive ranks, showing and going, stepping back in, going to score another try for Uganda. Adong Susan just showed feint to kick, then stepped back in, left the outside defender trailing there. That was a 2v1, but she made the best out of it. Got that evasive dummy run, dummy kick, and then goes, straightens and scores. Conversion is missed there off the uprights.
I hope those conversions don't come to bite later on. It's a center post try.
Yeah, it's a very tight match, so that was
there by Susan Adong.
Yamia Mlawa going to deck there, just beat into that dummy kick. Again, you will say that the inside defender should have supported there.
I do like this lady, Zara Adeji, you know, with the step and carry and show. I think she does a lot of good build-up play for her team, Zara. I think she reads the game very well. She's not the quickest.
Referee calling for Uganda to release. From that contest, the rack was formed and complete. Carrying it back into traffic. Sama Lawel goes in. Then they now straighten. Uganda's defense holding on strong here. Numbers to burn out on the right, but Tunisia really slow on those, on clearing the ball from their own racks.
Yeah, I think they could play a bit quicker there to catch Uganda off. But just, you're right, I think it's a bit slow.
Yeah, that helps Uganda to just realign on defense. Referee was playing advantage for an offside against Uganda. Quick tap and go, not choosing to go for the set piece options. And that ball is flung back, going forward. Then those loose passes causing them to lose territory. A good counteract from Uganda. Dangerous times here for Tunisia as they transition from defense to attack. Will she go all the way? Yes, pumps her feet and going to score another try. Namabiro Lydia is doing good to transform from defense into attack. Uganda closing strongly in this first half.
Try time, Uganda Ladies.
Yeah, they go.
It
has been a tough first half. Both teams are playing as well. But we are waiting to see.
Battle on the right between Tunisia and Uganda. The halftime score: Uganda 15. That is 17. Tunisia 7. It is halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to match day 2.
We all start from somewhere. From a dusty football pitch, muddy tracks, our focus has always remained locked onto excellence. When we joined hands,
hello everybody, and especially
we dared to challenge the boundaries.
Welcome to a night of footballing history.
Showcasing the world the very essence of our capabilities. With every pass, every run, with fans filling the stands, we made every moment count.
It was a tough morning.
Even in the face of adversity, we never wavered, never lost sight of our goal. We fought, rose from the ashes, stronger than ever before. One truth remains: the journey continues. Every contribution counts, from the player on the field to the fans in the stands, and even our journalists telling our stories to the world. We aim to recognize, appreciate, and empower your dreams through providing part of support you need to achieve your dreams. Introducing Tujiamini. Let's believe in ourselves.
And there
you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Match day experience brought to you by SportPesa and KCB Bank. Now, besides me here, Captain Shogun, ladies, Jasmine and Charlie. Charlie and, of course, Jasmine and Charlie. How are you, ladies?
I'm great, thank you. Yeah, really good, thank you. Just started off our second day.
Are you enjoying the tournament so far? Nairobi, the weather, and of course the rugby on the pitch.
We're loving it. It's, I think, both our first times to Kenya, or at least definitely mine, and most of the girls, so it's cool to see around. And the tournament, it's been run so well, it's gone really smoothly, so...
Yeah, and the pitch is so well maintained, like we loved it. We weren't sure sort of what it was going to be like, but it's gorgeous. Yeah, really nice stadium to play at.
Good to have you in Nairobi. You coming in, you're probably looking to win it this year. You have a very strong team. Jasmine, you've been on fire as the captain, leading from the front. Tell us through how it feels just to be a superstar on the pitch.
Obviously, it feels wonderful to like represent the Shogun jersey. Like, it means a lot. Our club and our manager, he puts a lot into us and all the players, and he handpicks all the girls. So it's nice to be around such amazing girls who lift you up, and then they're the ones making us look good. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Now, just most importantly, Nairobi itself. I don't know how many times you've been to Nairobi. Are you enjoying? Have you sampled what the locals have to offer here?
Yeah, so the first thing I did was find out what food is from here, because
Click continue. On the home page, click link your KCB account. Select link your existing KCB account and click continue. Enter the KCB account number. Review and accept the T's and C's and privacy policies. Click continue and enter your PIN. Await confirmation and you're set. Download the new KCB mobile app today.
More bags of goodies, ladies and gentlemen. Match day experience. Welcome to the Nyati National Stadium. This is the path through which the players get to their changing rooms, both left and right. If you can see behind me, this is where every bit of action is happening. But first things first, I have the coach of the Uganda women's team. I'd like for him to tell us who he is and, of course, all about Safari Sevens.
Hello.
Coach, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
First and foremost, can you introduce yourself to the crew or the people watching?
My name is Charles Onen, the coach of the women's national team. Still firing, and then we need to try and look at different combinations, how everybody is performing, and we build the momentum as we go into Rugby Africa, because it's only one slot that is left, and we have South Africa coming through. We have other teams that are also coming through. It's going to be a very big challenge for us. So we want to try and build our team into Rugby Africa so that we are able to qualify for the next stage.
Brilliant. Coach Onen, what plans? What you came to Kenya? What do you want from Safari Sevens?
I need that trophy again.
Ladies and gentlemen, he needs a trophy. That is Coach Onen. This is match day experience, ladies and gentlemen. We've been speaking to the coach Uganda Ladies, and he has told us exactly what he thinks about his charges and the targets they've set themselves. This is match day experience brought to you courtesy of KCB Bank and SportPesa. Thank you so much, Coach. Now we have somebody else before we step aside. We have the team manager, Kenya Sevens. Here, ladies and gentlemen, our good man.
Those are some of those unscripted tries that teams don't see coming.
Yeah, that was a lucky bounce there for Bob. Fortuitous, as they say. Good fortune for Kawanda.
Kawanda back in Uganda, playing 7 legs of that National 7 circuit, emerging winners. They are based in Jinja, fantastic town back in Uganda. Won the Coronation Sevens, they came second in Bulu Sevens, finished 4th in the Entebbe Sevens, and along the way just managed to stay in touch and finish as top that 7th circuit, getting an invitation here to come and showcase the best of the club sides rugby in Uganda. Of course, they have a couple of players just in to boost their teams from other Uganda rugby clubs, the likes of Opileni, Alfonso Pen, Brian
He's a 10-pointer. Walukuba here, unfortunate from what I would argue was miscommunication between the officials, because that looked like